Hello, fellow audience. I'm Blade Crutchfield.
And I'm Austin Pennington.
This is the Rabid Ones After Show. For the episodes.
If you guys have not watched the first episode of season 2,
First off, what's wrong with you?
yeah, cut it off here. You're gonna want to go watch that first.
So here's what we're going to basically be doing. We're going to be talking about what went into making this episode, what about the characters, and then at the end we'll show you a promo for next week's episode. Episode 2. Oh my. We went a week time skip. We time skipped a week, so from where Jessica died, this is a week later. Brandon is still not... He's not okay.
I mean, who would be?
Yeah. What went into you filming those scenes? What was it hard to get into the zone? Because Brandon he's completely different this season than what he was last season.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Personally, I like the change that Brandon has made. Definitely a lot more difficult to act this part out this time. Brandon goes through a lot through this, and being through the death of Jessica you can see it's a very struggling time for Brandon. Especially you can see whenever he's pouring out his emotions over her grave, especially when the episode first starts. You see this, and you see how tough it is for Brandon to go through this.
But also in this episode, we have a guest star who appears for one episode. His name is Andy, played by Garrett. Hear what he has to say about what his time was like on the series. Even though it was short-lived, it was still fun to have him. It was a great, pretty interesting part.
So, my closing statement for being on the Rabid Ones. It was fun. Cast was fun. Get to be YouTube famous. Hot damn, right? I got bloody a lot. I got shot once. It's pretty cool. Well, by a girl too at that. So you know.
So, in the middle of production while filming this, Garrett slices his hand open. That's a little behind the scene extra there. Garrett,
I'll show you my hand on my phone real quick. I got a picture of it.
what the heck happened, dude? What the heck happened?
So, I was making my baby cousin a toy box for Christmas. I was using what's called a dado blade on a table saw. And this is what happened to my hand. I cut it 2 inches down, 1 across, and about 1 inch deep. I got it stitched up. These are what the stitches look like. Those are what the stitches look like.
Damn.
It's still pretty hurting, but you know, I'll get over it.
So we had to hide some of his hand in those scenes because, well, you can't really go from no cast to cast.
Yeah.
No cast hand to hand.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Okay, so another thing we saw was when Brandon decided to leave, we get to see him on a little bit of his trek, and he encounters a rabid one in his process, and he, in his attempt to get away, scratches his arm, his right arm, on the tree. Yes.
On a tree, yeah.
He scratched his arm on a tree, got a pretty nasty gash. We get to see him wrapping that up later.
And we put some adhesive on Austin's arm. And Austin, how was that, getting that off?
I have a bald spot on my arm where the hair is non-existent. From peeling the rubber that became one with my skin off. This is the worst part of any filming process.
What is it?
do you have a razor? I'd rather just shave my arm right now. It's that bad. I mean, it's literally pulling hair. Like,
We got bananas. Right there.
will bananas help?
Potassium.
Normal arm hair thickness, prosthetic arm hair thickness. The stuff we go through for you. You better be happy.
That was a bit of a sticky situation. But arguably, Brandon may be in a more sticky situation because he's on his own.
And considering the fact that, he has that gash on his arm, could possibly get infected. And he's beaten, he's bruised up. Him and Caleb both, but Brandon's going out on his own, so.
And he's on his own. It seems like every time Brandon goes on a run, he gets hurt.
Yeah.
Brandon's not going on a run, he kind of quit. He's done. So whatever.
I don't know if we see Brandon coming back this time, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because, Brandon seems to have had it. We make Caleb out to be a jerk, but, is he all that wrong?
He's got a bit of... He was drinking the alcohol a lot. So he's not exactly a funny drunk. He's more of a raging alcoholic. We'll find more about that later.
And you can tell that he's getting more irritable, but the fact that, he says it's getting colder and that he doesn't know what to do. And so, the irritability levels are going up. And so, the drinking's going up. And Brandon's just adding to it,
Yeah. So, it's not necessarily Caleb's fault. He's just coping wrongly and it's messing with his head.
He's taking his anger out in the wrong ways.
And Brandon's got his own problems. They're both having problems. They both clash. They don't want nothing to do with each other anymore. Like Caleb said, either he goes or I go because this ain't gonna work out anymore. So Brandon, luckily, he just leaves.
He left. Took his bag and everything.
But either way, we'll have episode 2, whatever happens then. I will find out some questions. Some questions will be answered. Some more questions will be created. We'll roll the clip for you right now. 30-second promo.
This season on the Rabid Ones.
We gotta focus on finding Brandon.
Daisy, get out of here!
Next week, ladies and gentlemen, all that's going to be hidden. Should be intense.
So, we seem to have showed you Caleb's side and Brandon's side. But, we're trying to weigh out the pros and the cons here, so.
Yeah. Who was in the wrong, who was in the right? Were either of them in the wrong? Were they both in the wrong? Who knows? Whose side are you guys on? Let us know. Are you Team Brandon? Team Caleb? Which one who are you rooting for? You think, hey, I like Brandon more. Hey, I like Caleb more. Let us know. We'll see. And I'm kind of curious to know which character you're rooting for.
Rooting for the underdog, or it depends. You have to see it from both sides. Caleb, you can tell it's easy to be irritated at someone who doesn't do anything. But Brandon is going through this, so you have to have that leeway. Or is Brandon being a baby about it? So you have to be on both sides. Tell us what you guys think. Feel free to comment or anything, and
we'll see you guys 2 weeks from now. We'll be doing this every episode instead of the promos, just showing you guys 30-second promos. We're gonna discuss it and see if we can get a discussion going here. Show you guys, talk through the episode, show more behind-the-scenes footage, how we made it.
Don't be afraid to get involved. Let us know what's up, man. Tell it. Give me discussion questions.
I'm really curious. I'm wondering what you guys are thinking. So, this is it. I'm signing off.
And, Austin Pennington, good night.
Adios.